I'm Blue Boy. My hair is green and I'm a tree. And like, you know, that's...
You look nice today.
California King.
You know, fuck Grubhub. Can I just say, I went onto Grubhub because I had a yen for fish and chips. I like me a fish and chips maybe once a month. I don't go crazy. I went to Grubhub and I did a search. And the first search by rating was Subway. And I realized that they bought the spot.
Really?
I would love to. I'm going to go in. I'm going to run a pilot program. I'm going to go in and find out how many things Subway is the top return for. Because I got a feeling I go in there, I don't think there's going to be a chip or a fish. Or a pin, or a cushion. Yeah.
No. Yeah. That blows me away that it shocks me when people go out of their way to rate a Subway or a McDonald's or a Chipotle. Like it's amazing to me that the people spend the time going and like talking about their experience at one of those places.
Well, you have to know a McDonald's pretty intimately in order to compare it against other McDonald's. So maybe it is just for the McDonald's community.
Fair enough.
It's an intra-community rating, really. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, like how does this McDonald's... It's not comparing it against other restaurants or family restaurants even.
It's like Roger Ebert says. Yeah, we get this when we travel.
And which one is better?
100%, because what we'll do is, and we play a little game that my family hates, which is I say, okay, if you guys really want to get Popeyes, we can get Popeyes, because they want to live. And so I'll do a search on the map on my phone, and I'll go, well, the one in Vallejo gets 2 stars. But if we go to the one near Tracy, that one's got 2.5 stars, right?
2.5 stars for a Popeyes is not bad. You're going to get a decent bathroom and a hot sandwich at a 2.5 star Popeye. Boy, how much do you feel for the poor people who have to clean the bathroom at Popeyes?
Oh, God.
That is a oof.
Oh, that's a lot. That's a lot of Cajun sparkle. Yeah.
That's my favorite Care Bear.
I love you. Yeah, the one on DeViz, which is I think is the last, might be one still on Fillmore. The one on DeViz closed down over the summer for what was referred to in public documents as an extreme roach infestation.
Oh, extreme.
Yeah, I mean, well, just a roach bad, infestation not great, but like it was real bad. They had to close down for a while, but they're back up now. I don't know how many stars you'd give them. That's a pretty strong sandwich, but I don't want to clean that bathroom.
Ooh, yeah. I mean, I guess now that you put it that way, Adam, the concept of rating individual locations of large chain stores makes a lot more sense, especially because I do have strong feelings about, for example, our local McDonald's. I love it. The people there are wonderful. They are always upbeat and positive and quick, and it's actually legitimately a great experience. On the other hand, our local Chipotle is a fucking extreme shithead infestation of damp takeout bags and oops, we're sorries. And I hate it so much. I wrote, you know how hard it is to respond to an online order when you're unsatisfied, to indicate in some way that you want fucking somebody to know that
you
when you order,
just spit on your screen.
Yeah, when you order a burrito, you expect there to be a tortilla. That's like there was such a level of crazy not what I orderedness. It was clearly my order, but it was like they took every individual item in my order and took out the most important thing and put in the most unhappy element that could be there. I wrote a strongly worded letter to Mr. Chipotle.
Sure.
And, Senor
sorry,
Chipotle.
I'm sorry, Senor. I thought that was
Mr. Chipotle is my father. Did you get a response from the Chipotle family? La Familia de Chipotle?
See, I didn't.
Did you get satisfaction? Did you get any free?
Let me tell you. I did not expect the response that I got, which was a phone call at 11:30 in the morning from Kevin in Ohio, calling to ask specifically what happened with my order and how could he make it right. And when somebody, whether they're a representative of an entity or just a regular person apologizing, when somebody owns up that hard to a fuck up, that makes you the asshole.
You are the asshole. Yeah.
And then I'm apologizing to Kevin. I'm like, Kevin, I'm sorry. I didn't want to take it this far.
You're the one that needs to make it right for Kevin in Ohio. How do you make it up to him?
I know.
Do you offer him a deconstructed burrito?
I had to buy him an Amazon gift card. I felt so bad for Kevin.
Huh. I hope
Kevin
it got
called
delivered okay.
Oh, Kevin. Yeah,
check your email. It might be in
nice guy.
spam. Kevin, man, it's saying here you still haven't done your card. Just check in spam. Check your filters. It could be in there somewhere. I'm going to follow up later. Okay. Love you. Bye. Yeah. I feel like there's times, I mean, like this is a well-worn topic, and I am very interested in ratings, but like the am I the asshole moment where you're like, this just turned a little bit from, hey, knock, knock, just checking in on my order from 3 hours ago to like full on like, oh my God, I'm an entitled man wearing a liberal suit.
Oh,
like, I'm such an asshole. Like I get mad because my Instacart person is a little too thirsty. And I'm like, oh God. And then, you've lost on Instacart when you find yourself involved in sending one another screenshots of what is in the app and in the order and on the shelves. You go, no, here's my screenshot of my substitution, which I did already pick, and I would appreciate getting some just refund.
It's like an argument with your partner about who said what earlier in the argument.
Has anyone ever won that?
Never goes well.
No, that was my when as soon as I saw that Black Mirror was going to be a show, I was like, episode 3, they're going to do people having arguments and then going back earlier in the arguments to see what they talked about earlier in the argument.
What if spouses but too much?
Yeah, and it was like episode 3.
Adam, are you a rater and reviewer? Do you, left to your own devices, will you rate and review? And what kinds of things?
Only have asked to. Okay. But then I go big. Like if somebody asks me, say if a small business owner says it would really mean a lot, then I'm going to spend half a day crafting something just absolutely perfect to maximize value for them in this one review. I want them to put in front and center on their website. Mm-hmm. And I want to make them cry, basically. This is my game. Like, cry happy tears.
Right.
And I don't think it's manipulative because I don't know what I'm trying to get out of it.
No.
Except just to feel better about myself, honestly.
And you're giving a little.
Wonderful. That's a great thing to do.
Giving a little. That's really nice. You're giving a little gift. Now, see, sometimes though, I do feel like there's an element of grift sometimes.
One thing about us, though, fellas, is that we come from an earlier era of internet etiquette, and in that earlier and founding era of internet etiquette, you never ask, right? You never put yourself in a position to put other people in a position of feeling obligated to ask. And it's I think it's called
the Ohio reach around. You want to make sure that you stay inert about it, and you not, or as a friend of the show, John Hodgman, likes to say, it always hurts to ask. You don't want to prevail upon other people, and it seems a little thirsty to like create an if this then that goes thanks for the follow. It's a different time.
Yeah. That said, as somebody who runs a theater that is basically well, not anymore because nothing fun exists, but when it did exist, highly dependent upon our 5-star Yelp review to get people into the seats, especially because so many of the people who came to our shows were tourists who were looking for something to do. So they just searched boop, boop, boop. And then our thing was the first thing to come up because we had legitimately created over time something that people were excited to say good things about. But it hurts when somebody says bad things about, and you go. I've been pretty deep into negative reviewers of my comedy show. After receiving a bad review, I'll look at what else they've given reviews to. I'll check where they live. I'll I'll memorize their face. So if they ever come back, I'll make sure that they have a a 5-star experience.
Yeah, ever come back from Bremen, Germany to enjoy Das Comedy in Union Square? I do the same thing. Anytime somebody says something shitty, I always click through and look at what kinds of things they've also reviewed. And I have to be honest, I don't like to read anything about me and like review. No. As Dave Anchor says, those aren't for you. Those comments are not for you. And I really do believe that. But sometimes I just get angry because you look at something on Amazon and there will be this bizarre review like, oh yeah, we're mad because you re-released Pet Sounds, one of the greatest records of all time, but I'm mad because it's too similar to the box set I've already got. So like somebody comes in, they think that's going to be a 1-star thing, or somebody's like, I bought this air rifle for my grandson. And he shot his eye out, and now he's sad, like 1 star. And you're like, there should be a bar. There should be an ombudsman. There should be somebody there, like a ratings and reviews traffic cop, to do a rating and review for your rating and review. And you get enough of those. Folks on Instacart, they can't drop below 4.7. What's it going to take to get these reviewers off the internet?
Everybody needs a Kevin for after calls. After calls.
Yeah, I don't come to where you work and slap the air rifle out of your toddler's mouth.
Are you talking about reviews for people who review? So like if I have like the Uber system or whatever, if I'm consistently rated 1 star by the restaurants that I'm reviewing, then my reviews of restaurants have less value. Is that what we're talking about?
That would be. I mean, you elevated what we were talking about to a new level.
Also. It's a little bit communist China. Isn't that what they do there? They do like social sort of credit.
Social credit ratings. Yeah.
Yeah.
But again, we're back to, what if Black Mirror, but too much. I'm not afraid to walk into that territory. There are people that need to be smitten. There are people that you should only be allowed so many ratings and reviews, certainly in your lifetime, but maybe in a given year. And just because you didn't like the dumplings at the bridal party, like don't put these people out of business. You should be punished for that. Like in increasingly effective ways that you don't have control over and maybe don't even know about. But like that could be something. You see this all the time on the internet where you try to get somebody fired because you didn't like their article about something. I'm not saying that this should be vengeful, but it should be retributive in an actionable way for small business owners and large entrepreneurs.
To hurt people.
To harm them and really make them think twice about that. There's that thing where like you sue somebody and then you lose, you have to pay the damages, so for what you put those people through. And like, I don't know if that's anything that could be a system, but we could be an ombudsman. You get an ombudsman in kind of like a Baron Harkonnen suit, kind of just looming over the noodle place and distributing instant justice. So it's kind of like Judge Dredd meets Yelp in a lot of ways.
If you're a noodle place, do you think it helps or hurts if you put your face and maybe your employees' faces and maybe their families, their kids' faces on your Yelp site? Do you think that discourages people from negative reviews?
Oh, that's a great idea, or just in some way empathy inspiring content.
Sure. Sometimes you'll frequent or patronize a place that is kind of shitty, but you like the guy, right?
Maybe you put up a picture of a 3-legged dog that you adopted. His name's Buster, and he's a precious angel. So maybe there's also how you can like hire those people to make fake sushi, very realistic, costly fake sushi for your sushi restaurant. Maybe also we could lend or lease sympathetic family photos that would reach the demo of the noodle audience.
That's a great idea because not every noodle restaurant owner has adorable children. Some children of noodle restaurant owners are ugly as fuck.
Yeah. They inspire nothing but contempt in 1 star rating.
That's right.
As they should.
Right. I mean, that's what faces are for. I think that's a great idea. I think it always bothered me that sites like LinkedIn started allowing photographs next to like on a resume, because to me a resume should be essentially a neutral reflector of your career experience and all the stuff that could in whatever way make you the right person to hire. And then you put your face next to it. Some people just don't have great hire faces, and you're apt to think worse of them and therefore not follow through on an otherwise overqualified candidate's application. Sure. In the same way, you may not, you may have no problem leaving a bad review for a noodle restaurant owner's place because you saw his one-eyed third grader trying to study.
Right. You've seen that the grotesquerie that is Tyler, right? But but also setting aside all the racism and sexism of like, what can I grok about this person from their resume? I mean, there's also the problem of like, should you be able to, again, competitively sort of return fire? So like what I want is some way for people to know there's skin in the game. You can't just run around putting 1 star on everything that suits you and then go on with your life, right? Shouldn't there be something? I don't know if it should cost Bitcoin or maybe it's like strip poker and you have to take off your pants, but there should be some way to give people a little bit of fear about having a little too much opinion.
Okay, and I think that's a great point, and I think maybe one of the ways to do it is to, in the same way that Kevin triggered my empathy for the place I had formerly loathed, what if we had to come back to our idea of I don't know, essentially a rental child for a business or entity? What if we sent the person who wrote a bad review a heart-rending video of that child reading the bad review and learning about how terrible experience you had at Daddy's store?
What if he delivers it in person? What if you're rent a child? Let's call him Philipe. You got Philipe, and Philipe is he's so cute. He does so well given where he's come from.
Yes, he wears adorable clothes.
Yeah, he has a rope for a belt. He's got those. He's got those sandals made out of tires that you get in Burkina Faso, and he shows up at your house and he's got a VHS tape. Please to watch with me, and then you look down and take 1 star and put it on his forehead.
Yeah. Oh, I like that.
Philipe, very disappointing. Noodles were cold. Videotape incompatible. No, I don't know what the answer is, but I think you're onto something, Scott. Is that, you know what it is that we're back to the panopticon, right? We're back to this idea that if you know you could be being watched right now, you're going to govern your behavior in ways that reflect that. You know, so eventually you're sort of policing yourself. Yeah.
Well, what if your own rating, as it were, as a user of Yelp, as a reviewer, wasn't a rating of you, but it was just a reflection of the ratings that you have given in the aggregate. So, like, if you're
like a 1-star asshole.
Yeah, if you're a 1-star asshole, or if conversely a 5-star asshole, what everybody wants to be is a 3-star asshole, because then we know your opinions are actually, they count
because of the reversion to the mean. Okay.
Right. Because in whatever, for whatever reason, over time you have given enough bad, good, and mediocre reviews to average out to a person who's evaluated the world in a fair and reasonable way.
Right, because if you're only if you're only reviewing things 1 star, then you're doing something wrong. You're only visiting 1-star establishments, and that's on you.
Yeah, bad idea.
You should know better.
You chose poorly.
Yeah.
It should look like a bell curve, right? It should be that your distribution, and again, maybe that's something where, like, you know, unless you pitch in more Bitcoin or you tip Philippe, you could only get like 5 reviews a year, and you can get 1 star, et cetera. It's sort of like the you only get 1 e-ticket in your Disney pack, something like that. But I think what we're talking about is adding some element. How do you combine scarcity with human empathy in a way that scales? With opinions. Now, Microsoft owns LinkedIn, and Yelp owns Yelp, and Philippe is adopted.
That used to be called decorum. I don't know if there's a decorum, if there's an online version, if there's a way to transfer that to the internet. Seems like there isn't.
Well, there's also this notion of what I think Cory Doctorow called woofy, which is this idea of developing a certain kind of like reputation based on your ability to help. And I feel like in places like I end up on Reddit because I'm trying to figure out how to fix my router or whatever. But like you see people who get, you know, extra Reddit bucks or whatever. They get special. They're given geld. Geld? How do you pronounce that, Adam? They're given some kind of a bonus, seasonal or otherwise, because of the ways that they've helped people out. And a lot of times that's by saying, this really should be in a different part of the forum. So you could be the person who's like forum cop, who's there on a meta level, judging you in that way, and everybody's cheering them on to be a 3-star asshole, which they can accommodate quite easily. Huh. I like Popeyes. The red beans and rice are good. What do you think the worst bathroom is to clean? Because I'm going to say White Castle.
I mean, I'm the biggest fan of Taco Bell, but that can't be good.
But like Subway, Taco Bell used to be a treat. In the 80s, it was like, ooh, we're going to go to Taco Bell. We're going to go to Subway. Yeah. Because it was like this special thing. Yeah.
It was the one. It was 1 in 5 times you'd go to a Taco Bell as opposed to a McDonald's or a Hardee's. Adam, have you been to the unbelievably beautiful Pacifica Taco Bell up here in the Bay Area, not far from you, Merlin? Have you been there, Merlin?
No, they got bowling down there.
You guys haven't been to the most beautiful Taco Bell in the world?
Here's what I know about Pacifica. No. They got fog. They got cliffs. Yeah. The houses fall off the cliffs in the fog. They've got bowling. Nobody told me about a Taco Bell there.
There's a Taco Bell in Pacifica, California that's right on the beach. It's in a kind of a modernist building that's really beautiful. It's got a patio that faces the beach where you can eat your chalupas and your pre-diarrhea however you want. And it's an awesome experience. I'm shocked that you guys. I thought that it was.
It's on the list of 12 beautiful Taco Bells you never knew existed. It is number 1.
Oh, yeah. Wow!
I'm gonna put it on my honey bucket list.
I thought we all knew about it because it's on the back of our quarter. That's great. Oh boy, wouldn't that be great? The trashy quarter, like okay, you can have your Mount Rushmore and your Arch of St. Louis on your quarter.
It's like the Electoral College. Why are we pandering to these outsider states?
I want
it's ridiculous.
Like a Cincinnati platter. I want and
have them be different sizes also would be nice. Like a California quarter is really, really big. It looks like a Flavor Flav kind of thing, like super big. It's got a Taco Bell on the back and a Taco Bell on the front.
They're all worth 25
Does this machine
cents.
accept California quarters? Absolutely not. But you can choose to dine on it or cover a manhole area. So, that's good. Talk about status. Talk about stars. You talk about stars. That's a 5-star quarter. That's a big ass quarter. That's not any kind of like fucking Maine. Really?
Wouldn't it be great? Wouldn't it be great if you could, if you really loved a place? If you don't want to pay more. You don't want to give more money to a place because it's good, because that just doesn't make economic sense. But if you could give larger money to a place that you like,
proportionately. Scott, I think you're onto something. You go to back when we went out to places and you go to a coffee place, right. You have one jar that says, Republican candidate, and the other one that says, right. Democratic candidate, and like, look who's winning. And so, obviously it has the electoral consequences of, say, a Twitter poll. But right. If you had a coin to tip for the Democratic candidate that was so large that you'd have trouble. Have we covered this already? Because it would be difficult to bring that in. Big wallet, big money, big business. And then everybody wins. And if they pass this law, where the Instacart people, that's going to be hard for everybody. And there's Uber, and I don't think you can even pay cash for that. But
I think it would just be a nice way to indicate your pleasure or displeasure with service or products received, in a way that doesn't make you have to pay more for a place. Like if we love Philipe,
you're not paying more; you're paying larger.
Right. That's right. You're pulling up and you're getting out a backpack full of nickel, and you walk in and maybe you have the noodles off the nickel, and then you pass it.
Do you accept Dakota nickels?
Oh, they're tiny.
Kind of a lot.
Do you remember being unbelievably excited to get your first wallet when you were a kid? Is that a memory that you have, or to ask in another way, I just remember coveting a wallet.
Oh, it
Before
all just
I
came
had
back to me. It all flooded back into my into.
Do you remember trying to find things to put in the windows because you didn't have that many friends?
didn't have any things for the windows.
Cards. You could keep the default card with the blonde.
Oh,
like
do you guys want to?
want
Do you guys want to see something? Do you guys
Yes.
want to see something? All right, hold on. All right. This is my treasure box. My box of treasures that I have had with me since I was.
Is
a
it filled
kid.
with teeth?
Now it's
Whose
now it's
teeth?
mostly spent shell casings, but they're the first. We can't go through it all. But Merlin, I just had to get it because when you said when you're looking for stuff to put in the window, I remember thinking, oh no, I have this great Velcro nylon wallet and I have nothing to put in the main window. And then my mom was like, well, what about your elementary school identification card?
Oh, good hair.
Look at
Good
that.
color.
Look at that kid. Look at that hair.
It says right there your name's Scott.
Yeah, I should probably edit out.
Look at that. Look at the grin on that guy. That's a troublemaker. That's a heartbreaker.
There's T's too.
Oh,
Yeah,
Double
man.
T.
Yeah. Loganville, Springfield Elementary.
Look it up.
Yep.
So
But that was
American.
that. I was so excited to have. I was so excited to have an identification card.
Yeah.
It felt so good.
I think
I had
that I put
a-
in my window. I put my class portrait. A wallet-sized class portrait in my window.
Did you
My wallet.
inscribe it to yourself with an autograph?
My mom probably did. But
Adam, you're the best.
I think I had the same wallet as you, Scott. It was the Velcro nylon one in some fluorescent colors, like a like a neon pink and a neon green.
I think
My
mine
second
was,
major
mine was a
wallet
Hulk.
was a Velcro. My second major wallet was an unlicensed Adam and the Ants Velcro wallet that I bought at a flea market in Pinellas Park, Florida. The one I had before that was a Levi's wallet that had the full complement of windows. The windows represented what I might become, but I didn't know who I wanted to be, let alone who I
yeah.
nominally was. And like
That's a
that
great-
is, yeah. We don't have
I
the
like
windows
that.
anymore because now you got a phone
I
or
like-
whatever.
I feel like that'd be a great self-help book. Always leave a window open. Always
Leave a window.
Always leave always leave a sleeve in your wallet empty to indicate that there might just be one more identification card that you haven't gotten yet, or other photographs,
Relationships,
Absolutely.
goals, dress for the wallet that you want, not the wife you don't have. But like you're saying leave a window open.
Leave a window open.
Leave a window open. And maybe you could put like fake money in there. Like not fake money, but like tiny money. Tiny
Yep.
useless money like you get at a drugstore.
Tiny bills. Tiny $1 bills that are absolutely legal tender, but you don't want to.
Not in the United
pay it.
States, but yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Adam,
I
do
mean,
you
if we stop fucking around making these pennies, think about what we could do. We move those resources around to big money, big wallets, open windows policy for the enterprise. I have to think about this. But I love this idea, a self-help book about wallets. It seems like it's going to be about making money. Sure, if that's what you want to put in your wallet.
That's one of the chapters. It's just a chapter. It's just a section of your wallet. The rest of your wallet is what we're going to talk about today.
The most underutilized area of your wallet is the future where you will live. Open a window.
Open a window.
Open a
Sue
window.
Zorman.
What's Adam? Are you the kind of person? Are you a Costanza or are you a new money clip guy? Where on the continuum do you fall? The Costanza is obviously
or Pimperol. Do you have a
Sure,
Pimperol?
I'm more on the
Yeah.
Costanza end of the spectrum. I
Bring it out. Let's go.
I have a zip wallet, so nothing falls out.
Oh,
So my wallet is, in a sense, my treasure box. It's just that all my treasures are credit cards, I guess. And I keep a couple of tokens in there, not like golf and stuff token.
For for
memory
Galaga.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, okay. All right.
little pieces of you.
Little memorabilia, yeah. Stuff that I would never ever want to lose and I want to have with me.
Adam, how much of the wallet that you have is the person that you used to be? And how much of your wallet is the person you'd like to become?
It's a really good point. I think I do a refresher, like a clean out of it every 6 months or so, just to keep it fresh. I want my wallet to reflect my current identity. I don't want to be stuck in the past.
I love that.
Yeah. I'm mystified by people who have wallets that are full of receipts. Because while I understand that in a lot of cases you might need to keep receipts to, claim that stuff later or whatever, but when your wallet is only receipts, you've got to let those memories go, my man.
Scott, do you know what a receipt is? A receipt is the desiccated corpse of the money you no longer have.
Oh.
How long will you keep that? Do you keep empty bags of flour after you've made a cookie, right? Like,
No,
do you keep
I
your
don't.
car keys from when you were an infant? Like, is that still on your ring?
No,
And
they
let's
aren't.
talk about that in our second book, Ring in a New You. And that's going to be about having your key ring reflect who you really. Wait, this could be an entire.
Absolutely.
You know books, Scott. This is not a
Sure.
series. It's an imprint. It's an entire fucking publishing house of like things you have on your body that we could make seem nominally about improving who you are. Belt and suspenders, : my journey into a more secure life.
Yeah. I think at Everything is a Metaphor Press, one of the things that we'll focus on is those exact objects that then can be later expanded and turned into, projects that you can make work for you and your future.
It's got an element of crafting. This is what I love. And of course, if you're crafting, you're basically trying to find a tax-deductible way to be a hoarder, right?
A physicality that most
Yes.
self-help books don't have. Self-help books tend to either be about the body itself or the mind or personality in some way. This throws those things both out the window because they're shit and focuses on
if you keep an
objects
open
that you
window,
own.
if you keep an open window, it's easier to throw things out of it. That's from chapter 3.
That's right.
Windows
That's right.
Me.
That's right.
Here's the other thing, though. Let's have fun with it. If a receipt is a desiccated corpse, well, what does an atom? Tell me what an atom does when Adam cleans out Adam's wallet. What happens? Well, like Michael Stipe says, when you throw something away, where is away? The things you take out of your wallet, Adam, have you considered scrapbooking those as a way to say, this is who I was? I'm not embarrassed at that. This is what I'm working with. But that's the book of me. But that's not going to live near my ass.
Yeah, what would be fun to collect in my wallet and save for later crafting is fingernails. You ever get big funky fingernails or toenails that are you're like, wow, that's a huge one.
Yeah.
What should I do? I don't want to throw this away.
I know.
I put them in an
Your
envelope.
wallet, you revisit it.
I have a pubic hair from when I was 15 that's 5 inches long. But like putting it in some kind, it could be a deposit envelope from a bank or like a glassine bag like that you buy your crack in, but somewhere, and then you can taxonomize that. This is who I used to be. I'm saving this. I'm going to send this. It's going to help sick children. But I have to have, this is me.
I know in about 30 years, I'll get a call from the executor of your estate and he'll say, Merlin left you this. I think it's a bracelet.
And then Philipe shows up with the video. Oh, hi, Scott. I didn't see you there. Hi, I'm Merlin Man. And at this point, I'm still alive. But I might be jumping out a window soon. But not the window you think, for the reasons you would never expect. Look in your sock. There's a giant, giant toenail and a pubic hair. Hakuna Matata.
This has been You Look Nice Today.
Kenneth on a King.
Thank you.